starving, by the way. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a little bit different. I just wanted to talk you through how I started my fitness journey and how I became a personal trainer, and then how I started my own YouTube channel. So it all started when I was 2 years old. My mum took me to ballet school. I went to tap, jazz, modern, all the things as a young little girl that you want to do dancing wise. And then it kind of stemmed into competitions. I was doing disco, I was doing Latin and ballroom, absolutely loved it. Stemmed into doing line dancing competitively, which was incredible. Us and a team went away to so many different places and doing so many different things and wearing beautiful outfits and things like that. It's not your whole yeehaw kind of thing. The only thing you have to really wear is cowboy boots, which are basically like ballet shoes anyway. But yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I was fortunate enough to win 7 to 8 world titles, which is amazing. And then as I got older, I fell out of love with it a little bit, and it just wasn't for me. I think my fitness levels wasn't as good because I was kind of going out a little bit more at a young age when I was 16, 17, probably drinking, doing things I'm not supposed to be doing. And it kind of, my dancing kind of came down to when I was about 19, it kind of stopped. And that's when I started to gain a little bit of weight. And I wasn't really happy in my own skin. And I completely had stopped dancing and I gained weight and I felt awful in myself. And I remember crying to my mum at the time, and I was just like, I just don't feel good. And obviously, as when you're young and when you're dancing all the time, your metabolism is crazy. So you can eat whatever you want. I didn't really eat that much when I was young. I mean, I ate a lot when I was young, but I didn't really have a big variety of food. I had chips, cheese and chocolate. All the things, that's literally all I eat, and I still love them now. And but I, unfortunately, when I was 18, 19, I gained a bit of weight and I felt really uncomfortable in my skin. And then it was my mum who was like, right, we need to snap this negative vibe out of you, and let's start doing exercise. So she was the one that was like, okay, let's sign up to a Virgin Active in Brighton. We went together, didn't do anything, no weight training or anything like that. It was just standard cross trainer. It was just standard treadmill, doing bits like that. And we'd be walking on the treadmill incline for about half an hour doing that, just so we get our steps in and things like that, just being really active. And that's when I started to see my body change. And so for me, it was my mum that got me started into the gym. Then I moved away from home, and then I moved to Milton Keynes with my boyfriend, who is my husband now, and I started running. I'm not a runner now. I absolutely hate it. Back then, I loved it. It was my half an hour just to go for a run. I had this little route that I did, absolutely loved it. I did it every single day, probably about 4 or 5 times a week. And again, I started seeing changes in my body. I'd have this hill at the end that I'd run up to really, really fast, and I'd really loved it. And I saw changes in my body, which made me feel good. I started eating better, and that's kind of where it all started, really. And then we moved to London, and I would still go to the gym. For me, I fell out of love with the gym, and I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because I love to have my workout time. That is my 35 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it may be, on my own. Don't disturb me. Your girl's got her headphones in. Do not disturb me. And it got to the point when I was a little bit, PTs are coming up to you, and I didn't really like it as much. So that's kind of, I stopped going there. And then I also, it's expensive to go to the gym. It's so expensive to go to the gym, especially the gym that I was going to. It was like £115 or something like that. And I was just like, I'm not paying for it. For the fact that I'm not enjoying it as much, I'm not going to pay for it. So that's when I started doing home workouts. Now, coming back to that, I started doing them at home. I bought myself some weights, bought myself some mats. Sometimes I'd go for a run, probably hate it. But yeah, I would start doing it at home, and I'd use maybe YouTube or an app or something like that. And this was 8 years ago, maybe? 8 years ago? Yeah, maybe 7 at the push, maybe. But yeah, I've always kind of loved working out at home. And it was easy, right? You can just roll out of bed, put some gym clothes on and just work out in your living room or your kitchen where I am. Currently in my living room, but I always work out in my kitchen. And that's kind of where the home workouts kind of started. And I was working in an office at the time that I decided to become a personal trainer, and I just wasn't enjoying what I was doing. I was working for a company that, well, do you know what, was really positive for me. It was completely different because I worked in retail beforehand, but I just wasn't, it wasn't what I loved. And I was kind of felt like I was wasting my time. And that's when Aaron and I decided that I was going to become a personal trainer, freelance personal trainer full time. And I was going to go back to studying. And for me, it was the hardest thing, because I didn't go to uni. I finished school and then I went straight into retail. So for me, going back into personal training, going back into studying, not personal training, studying was so hard. Learning about the body anatomy, and I hated school, absolutely hated school, didn't want to do it. So it was very hard, but we did it. I got my level 2, I got my level 3. And that's kind of where it all stemmed from. And then I became a freelance personal trainer, which I absolutely love. But obviously lockdown happened. Before that, actually, I became a bar instructor with a company called Barcore, which is amazing. And again, that was completely out of my depth. And it was teaching to people in a room that I hadn't done that in such a long time. And I would do it as a young teacher for the studio back in the day for dancing, but again now very different when you need to correct people and things like that. It was hard. But then lockdown happened, and again, home workouts for me was easy. Like, I loved the home workout. It was what I did. I started doing a bit of YouTube. I even did a bit of Courtney Black, really got me started off. And then I knew this coronavirus wasn't going to basically go away. And for me, I wanted to start something that I was passionate about. And it kind of stemmed into my YouTube channel. So I changed my Instagram probably about 2 years ago to Very Curly Fit. And that was nerve-wracking in itself, because I was worried about what people thought of me. I was worried about what content am I going to do, the ideas. It's like hard work. So then that's when I started to doubt myself about it. But I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just do a YouTube channel. And the home workouts, real workouts, is something that you can just quickly put on your phone, put on your TV, whack it out before work, after work, lunchtime, whatever. Just something you can literally just focus on for half an hour. And that is how I like to train. And so that's what I wanted to put out there. It was one thing that I kind of wanted to start my own and thought, why not? So yeah, so that's where it kind of all started, scary as it may. But yeah, that's where it all started. So leave any comments down below. What kind of workouts do you like? If you enjoyed this talk through my fitness journey today. Yeah, so just a little bit about me. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like button, and I will see you soon. Bye. I can't get the words out. Is that what they do?